You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Baxter Springs High School debuts its esports team.
Plus, we'll have how Pittsburgh is experiencing an increase of people who are living on the streets.
And we've got a cooler but much more seasonable start to our Wednesday. We're going to take a complete look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 a.m. on this Wednesday, halfway to the weekend, and there is something about the NFL, the Fox NFL theme that just signals
Got us
football.
going there, didn't it?
Oh my gosh.
It feels like fall. We got the weather going on, football ads happening. I mean, what else do you need?
We just need the Fox NFL theme to play continuously through the morning show.
It's good amp up music for the morning.
It certainly is. Like, nothing gets you going like that theme. I'm telling you,
Right?
They created it back in '95-ish when they started carrying NFL games.
I did not know
I'm telling you what, there is. I've been watching too much King of the Hill.
You know. Well, I'll tell you who could use some.
I tell you what.
Goodness, Chris.
Football season, man, and some esports.
Great transition, Chris. Great transition. So here we are.
Here for.
Baxter Springs High School is debuting an esports team.
KOAM's Amber Jenkins talked to some students about their upcoming season.
As many know, September is the start of football season, but another sport is starting too.
Welcome to the first ever official esports team.
Just replace the helmet with a headset.
So our goal is to just be competitive. There's over 3,300 schools in the entire high school esports league. And while we'll only be playing schools in our legion, we are going to be facing very good teams and very good players.
Each unit costs about $2,000, including the gaming chair, headset, and computer. Baxter Springs High School wanted to give the students quality units to propel their skills or develop them.
How do I change my settings?
Well, I'm just not really game kind of person, but I do play video games, just not a lot.
I mean, I've been a gamer my whole life. It's just this is natural to me.
I had to quit basketball and volleyball so that I could do it because I just wanted to be able to just do this year.
For some gamers, the esports team provides a safe environment to game without any online trolls or harassment.
That's why I kept myself hidden. I didn't use my voice and my face, because that's how it is being a woman.
I sound like a man.
I know, but you know.
The popular tactical shooter, Valorant, is one of the games the team will compete in.
I'm dead.
That one.
The students say the game forces you to think and communicate efficiently and quickly.
That can definitely translate to the classroom. If you're struggling with something, they can help you out, or you can help someone else out.
I do like a lot of stuff where you have to think and you have to go and do puzzle things, like Little Nightmares, for example. You have to do a lot of thinking in that game.
Reporting in Baxter Springs, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The esports team will have 3 seasons every school year, one for fall, winter, and spring.
Man, I tell you what, back in my day, I was going into an old computer game, man, shoot 'em up over there, man, just sit in that chair, man. There, I've gotten my King of the Hill out of me, okay? It's the best boomhauer I could do. I've been challenged to do an entire forecast like that, but I need you folks at home to understand what's going on. But today's a perfect day to do it because I tell you what, it's calm, it's clear, it's nice compared to what we experienced yesterday evening, or at least some of us did. Skywatch Storm Tracker not got anything on it, but 12 hours ago it was a different story as these strong to severe thunderstorms fired up across the area and slowly made their way eastward, leaving behind some damage reports around the area. Now, these blue dots are large hail reports. The orange dots across the region, especially into southwest Missouri, wind damage reports, and green dots represent measured wind gusts. So just picking a few here at random, we go into Delaware County. Damage report near Grove of extensive damage to a storage building. A boat dock was damaged. And then that green dot is a measured wind gust of 60 miles an hour. So we know the winds were at least that high down there. Lawrence County, again, tree down on a house in Millard, and some large tree branches down in Aurora. And then a business in Duquesne on the east side of Joplin lost most of their roof in the storms last night. Now, the good news is considerably calmer and cooler today. Unfortunately, if you have to do any cleanup, at least the weather is going to cooperate with you, as we've got mostly sunny skies, a stray cloud or two, seasonable temperatures as we go into the low 70s by late morning. We've got a pretty decent day and some hot weather again in our forecast. We'll look at all of that here in a few more minutes.
And like Chris was just saying, the Joplin area was hit with a heavy thunderstorm last night. Around 9:30 p.m., a heavy thunderstorm hit the area, causing down power lines and roof damage. East 20th between Davis Boulevard and Duquesne Road, there are multiple power lines down. Crash Champions lost the majority of their roof, and about 3,000 people were without power. More information about the raid on the newspaper in Marion, Kansas has been released. According to the newspaper's lawyer, police who raided the small newspaper officers didn't follow the requirements of the search warrants to only seize the computers directly involved in suspected identity theft. Data released by authorities to the newspaper showed that the police fruitlessly searched one computer for signs it was used to look up the alleged crime, but no such evidence was found. The lawyer also claims it's a total sham, that this so-called search was just used to intimidate the newspaper. Eric Meyer, whose home was also searched the same day as the newspaper, thinks that the search was motivated by the newspaper's investigation of the new police chief's background with the Kansas City Police Department before he was hired. And a Goodman, Missouri man is dead after a pickup went off the road of a curb and then struck a tree. That crash occurred last night on Route CC, about 3 miles east of McNatt, Missouri. The driver, Logan Mitchell, died at the scene. And the Missouri Highway Patrol releases Labor Day holiday crash and arrest statistics. The patrol says 12 people died in traffic crashes. Those fatalities occurred out of 306 reported crashes. Additionally, trippers report 146 traffic injuries, 119 DWI arrests, and 19 drug arrests. No fatalities to report out of the 11 boating crashes, though there were 2 injuries. And the Joplin City Council approved on first readings of an agreement with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission to conduct a transportation planning program. That program will help with the city's transportation study being conducted, and Council also approved its 2023 Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan safety targets. It's required by federal law and sets the standard for safety goals for transportation systems the city is aiming to achieve this year. Miami City Council also met yesterday, and the biggest topic surrounded the future of the parking lot by the Coleman Theater. It's owned by the city and is used by many downtown businesses, but the Boys and Girls Club wants to build a new building there. Residents at the meeting pushed back against this project, stating it takes away from already established programs for kids downtown. They're also concerned about safety for people forced to cross Highway 69 after that they parked. The council tabled a vote on this project until next council meeting, and a meeting between the Boys and Girls Club and community members will be held on Thursday. The city of Pittsburgh is experiencing an increase in the number of people living on the streets. 2 years after the federal pandemic aid for Americans ended, homelessness in cities and states across the U.S. is on the rise. Unfortunately, the 4 states is no different. According to data from the National Alliance to End Homelessness, more than 420,000 people were homeless in America last year. Pittsburgh currently has 100 reported homeless people, with another 200 throughout Crawford County. Whether it's financial woes, drugs, or mental health issues, Pittsburgh city leaders say discussions are underway to curb this growing problem.
You drive around the state, you drive around the country, like I've done a lot this summer of, and it's, you know, we're fortunate to be the size we are, and I think we can get our hands around this problem for sure.
Darren Hall says the city is looking at outreach as a short-term goal. He says the municipal court now has a mental health worker at the court so they can reach out to people who have just gone through the system. And if you are driving by East 20th Street and Rangeline Road in Joplin, a little after 7 p.m., something different might be catching your eye these days. Thousands of birds. While it might look abnormal and even scary for some, according to specialists, this is common. These birds are European starlings. Because this is the end of their breeding season, their population might be bigger than normal. Bird experts say that a possible reason that they're lining up in that area at that specific time is the food availability.
I've never seen so many birds around here at the same time. They were all on the electric lines and they were flying everywhere, and we drive like about 5 or 6 blocks and they were literally everywhere.
And at night they do something really interesting, which is called murmuration. So you see these very large groups and it seems like they're kind of moving together. It's thought that that's to avoid predators.
Originally from Europe, these birds are now all over the United States. They are resident birds, which means that they stay here year-round. Up next, our good friend Emily Frankowski comes on down to studio and sits with us to tell us all about the latest happenings at Connect to Culture.
And later, if you've wondered which thermometer is best for kids, we'll tell you which one might be the best one in Health Watch. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We will be right back, but first, we've got ourselves another live look from Parsons as the city plays host to a barbecue fundraiser being held by the Dream Team Advocacy Group.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Joining us in studio today is Emily Frankowski from Connect to Culture. And she's here to tell us all about the latest events happening at Connect to Culture right here in the Joplin area. So where do we start off with?
Yes, so there's so much going on. At any given time, visiting connectculture.org, you can see events going on throughout the Joplin area that are from a lot of different arts organizations. But we've got the 9th annual Joplin Arts Fest coming up, which we're really excited about. It's going to be Friday, September 15th, as well as Saturday, September 16th. And it's a big, visual and performing arts festival. We're going to have 40 different visual artists setting up their tents with all of their artwork underneath, paintings, pottery, all sorts of things. So come take a look. We've got also, 8 local performing artists on the stage outside.
That's fun.
And so you could this is a great opportunity to buy your first piece of art, or also, the holidays are coming up. Great fun gifts.
That's right. Gosh,
Yes.
I haven't thought about holiday shopping
I know,
yet.
it's happening.
You have to start early
Exactly.
these days. What else do we have?
And then a couple of performances coming up. Me Like Bees has the Ides Decennium celebration Saturday, September 23rd at the Cornell Complex downtown. And this is a celebration of the 10-year anniversary of the Ides, which was their first CD that they put out. And they're pressing it to vinyl. And so they'll have that available for sale. But they're going to play the Ides album in its entirety, and there are a lot of fans. If you don't know, I know you're new to the area. Me Like Bees, they are a major band, and they got their start in Joplin, but they tour all over, and the Ides was their first CD, and people are very in love with the Ides.
Okay.
It's a great CD, and so they'll play it in its entirety, some of their favorites too. So that's something not to be missed. It's going to be a big party.
Oh, love that. Okay, we'll definitely check out that one. What else do we have? There's a few more.
Yeah, recently we, at Connect to Culture, we announced our season of performances at the Cornell Complex. And the first performance in our official season is Jordan Smith on September 30th. And a lot of you might remember Jordan Smith as the winner of The Voice in season 9, I believe it is. His voice is amazing. He's a singer-songwriter. He was one of the top-selling artists that came out of The Voice.
Oh, great.
He does a bit of gospel. He had very humble beginnings singing in church, and then, of course, was propelled into stardom by winning The Voice.
I love that.
And he's just a wonderful person. But I can't wait to hear him in the Cornell Complex, because just the acoustics in the B Shore Performance Hall and his just tremendous voice, it's going to be wonderful.
I can't wait for that. Well, if you want to learn all about what's happening, be sure to check out Connect to Culture on our website, koamnewsnow.com. We'll be right back after these messages. In Health Watch this morning, it probably goes without saying that most parents want their kids to excel in school. But with rising rates of mental health problems affecting the nation's youth, behavioral and academic experts say the escalating problems could start weighing on their grades. Kevin Cork takes a look at how parents and school officials can help as mental health professionals call for more early intervention and destigmatization of depression and anxiety.
Each school year, many students set off to achieve high levels of academic success. But while the road to earning an A+ may be bumpy along the way, rising rates of mental health issues among children and college-aged young adults could prove to be major roadblocks.
15 to 20% of all U.S. children have mental health issues, and that number is actually growing post-COVID.
Research conducted by the National Institutes of Health reveals students with severe cases of depression and anxiety may also have lower grades.
Difficulties with learning, concentrating, and remembering. They might also have lower motivation for school.
Social workers say it's important for educators to also consider the challenges kids face before they get to the classroom.
Many kids come from homes where there are socioeconomic issues. There might be family turmoil.
With more than 60% of college students meeting the criteria for at least one mental health problem, according to the American Psychological Association, many administrators say
nowadays, if a college doesn't have a mental health support system on campus or counselors, I think that would be a concern.
Health professionals say parents should keep an open line of communication with their kids, and if parents are worried for their child's mental health, they should certainly contact their primary care provider. That's good advice. Doctors are advising parents on the different types of thermometers and they can use when their children aren't feeling well. Dr. Maureen Aman with Cleveland Clinic Children's says that the type of device parents should use depends on their child's age. Aman recommends using a rectal thermometer for young children to get the most accurate temperature, but if parents are not comfortable using one, she says a forehead scanner or a digital one under the armpit works fine. Dr. Aman says thermometers for the ears can be difficult to use on infants because their ear canals are small. She says it could throw off the reading. For older children, she recommends thermometers under the tongue. And while many studies have focused on the potential medicinal benefits of marijuana, new research looks at a drug that curbs marijuana use for those who have become dependent on it. Chris Benavides reports.
27-year-old Roosevelt Bennett says he struggled to get tasks accomplished after becoming dependent on marijuana. He says he used the drug since he was 17.
I would smoke more often, and also I wouldn't get as much things done.
So when he learned about a drug trial to treat the overuse of marijuana, he took a chance.
The higher my tolerance got, the more I just continued to smoke.
With the growing advent of legalization of marijuana, there is this thought that people can't be addicted to marijuana.
Dr. Rishi Kakkar is Chief Scientific Officer and Medical Director for Segal Trials, which is conducting the study.
It affects their function, it affects their work, it affects their learning, it affects their relationships.
Estimates show about 60 million people had cannabis use disorder in 2021, and the risk of developing dependence is higher for people who started using marijuana during adolescence. The CDC warns marijuana use could negatively impact the health of your brain, heart, and lungs. In the case of Bennett, who is a content creator, he says his productivity suffered. But after participating in the study, for which he was paid $2,000, he says he saw a marked improvement. Bennett doesn't know if he actually received the drug or a placebo, but he thinks he did.
I wasn't smoking as much. I noticed that I was getting more things accomplished, especially like I finish my website and I create more.
Bennett admits he still occasionally smokes, but not nearly as much as before, and hopes sharing his story can help others.
There is currently no approved pharmacological treatments for people who have cannabis use disorder. This drug would be the first.
And we've got ourselves a seasonably cool start to the day. Temperatures will go through the low 70s by late morning. Mostly sunny skies, maybe a cloud or two here or there. We'll take another look at your forecast a little later in the show. But first, we're going to take ourselves another live look from Parsons. As you know, the city is playing host to a barbecue fundraiser. It's being put on by the Dream Team Advocacy Group.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Joining us today in studio is Brian Jones, and he's here to tell us all about a 9/11 Memorial Car Show and fundraiser. It's happening in Webb City this weekend. Brian, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell us about this great little fundraiser you guys have.
All right, so this is a fundraising event for Our Veterans First. Our Veterans First is the brainchild of Michelle Lee. She's a parole officer in Joplin. And she worked with veterans courts and had a drawing to help veterans. So this is one of our two fundraisers, main fundraisers for the year. And it's a car show. It's happening at Webb City. And it's a fundraiser, a time to get out and enjoy time with family and raise money. And it's a 9/11 memorial event also.
I love that. And what can we expect for the day of the event?
All right, so the times are from 10 to 3. With a 9/11 memorial at 12 o'clock. We're going to have color guard. That's going to be by JPD. and by the Webb City Fire Department. And then I'm going to be doing a reading, like a bell ringing or a memorial. And so 10 to 3 is the judging, and then cars can show up early before 10 to get set up if they need to.
And I understand this is a family friendly, all are invited?
All are invited. The patrons or the viewers of the cars, they get in for free. And they have bounce houses, face painting, food trucks. It's just a good family event.
I love that. And where can people go to learn more about this and possibly donate to the cause?
All right, so you can go to our Facebook page, Our Veterans First, or ourveteransfirst123.org, and then you can donate there or register your car. It's $25 for a car to get in, unless you're a veteran. If you're a veteran, then you can enter your car for free.
Tell us about these types of cars that we should be expecting.
So we've reached out to, Heather's got on like so many different car Facebook pages, but we're looking at exotic cars, classic trucks, Jeeps, motorcycles, anything that's show worthy. There's even people that have works in progress that they're bringing out just to support the cause.
I love it. So like car enthusiasts can go there, talk to other like-minded people, and get some insider tips.
Yep.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Make sure you check it out this weekend happening. An amazing 9/11 Memorial Car Show and fundraiser in Webb City at the Napa Auto Parts. We'll be right back after these messages.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:31 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. Well, it's not birds just showing up in Joplin. Missouri Southern hosted a petting zoo with a variety of furry and scaled creatures. Students and staff were able to get up close with animals, including a wallaby, kangaroo, ostrich, a bearded dragon, llama, and goats. Officials say it serves as a bit of stress relief as the new school year gets underway.
Just to keep the students engaged, having fun on campus, giving them unique experiences that they may not get to have anywhere else. So today we've brought a zoo along just for them to come in between classes, and there's some baby wallabies and baby kangaroos, which I seem to be the most popular.
The petting zoo was set up on the MSSU campus oval. And Missouri Southern yesterday hosted a Taste of Ireland. For $13, people could sample some of Ireland's finest dishes, courtesy of MSSU Fresh Ideas. Ideas of the menu include Irish stew, Irish pub salad, bangers and mash, fish and chips, shepherd's pie, bread pudding with whiskey sauce, and more.
Oh, it's a fun event. So many of our activities are lecture-based presentations, and this is just fun where people can come out and get together with friends and family and enjoy some food that might not otherwise be able to sample.
Being able to see what we created, anything if there was something that we missed, which is salt, we like to put extra love into everything that we make. So we are very proud of what we put out here, and we put out quality food.
After the Taste of Ireland wrapped up, there was a showing of the Irish film Sing Street in the Cornell Auditorium of Plaster Hall.
Well, we've got ourselves a cool but seasonable start for us across the 4 states this morning. We are looking at sunny skies, maybe a few clouds as we get our morning underway. We're going to be low 70s by late morning. By the way, we're upwards of almost 20 degrees cooler in some locations now than we were 24 hours ago. We've got sunny skies heading into the afternoon. We do warm up, but we stay seasonably warm as we go into the mid-80s across the area. And as we head through the evening, again, clear skies out there, a great fall-like evening, and we're back to nice temperatures into the low to mid 60s. The heat, unfortunately, will return as it kicks off a bit of a roller coaster ride for our temperatures over the next several days. We'll have another full look at your forecast here in a few more minutes. Kayla.
Water Gardens hosted an open house for Joplin's newly renovated and expanded Washington Family Hope Center. In the past, the Washington Center could shelter mothers who became homeless, but not their children. Now they're able to keep families together as they get back on their feet. The public was able to see the renovations for themselves and enjoy some refreshments. For Water Gardens, the process of bringing more families in will take some time.
Well, we're going to stage them in. So we would love to bring in a mom with kids in the next week, but we're not going to bring in 9 families all at once. So we'll stage that in over time.
The Washington House is at 1112 East 2nd Street in Joplin. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Ron Birch and Naomi Stevens-Lewis from Jomo Pride step into studio to tell us all about the upcoming Jomo Pride event.
And as we've mentioned, we've got a pretty decent start across the area after a rocky night for a few of us across the 4 states. Take another look at your forecast a little later, but first, got another live look from Parsons as the city's playing host to a barbecue fundraiser, and that is being hosted by the Dream Team Advocacy Group.
Welcome back. Joining with me today is Naomi and Ron, and they are with me with the Jomo Pride Fest. Now, this is happening this weekend, and I hear you guys have quite the lineup.
Yes.
Where does it all start and begin?
So we'll kick off on Friday with the Pride Parade down Main Street. We'll have the road closure from 5 to 8, and it kicks off at 7 p.m. And that night we're going to unveil Missouri's largest Pride flag at about 104 foot. So we're really excited about that. Saturday we have the Street Festival all day long, and that's going to be headlined by Thea Austin, voice of Rhythm as a Dancer, so we're really, really excited to have her. And then Sunday we have Pride in the Park, we have drag brunch, Pride Sunday service, drag shows, live music, tons of stuff all weekend.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
you guys have an action-packed day. Do you really have the lady that sings Rhythm is the Day?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy.
You
Yeah.
guys, that's good. That is good. Okay, so tell us all about the street fair. Is there going to be arts, crafts, vendors?
Yeah,
What's
so
the vibe?
on Saturday we actually have over 60 vendors on the street festival, and that's going to be from 6th Street to about 4th Street, vendors all the way down. We'll have a big main stage set up as well. And then Sunday, actually, we also have over 60 vendors as well at Pride in the Park. So lots of vendors, crafts, live music, pretty much anything you can think of, and it's all free all 3 days. So
I love that. And are all welcome?
yes, all are welcome.
Absolutely.
All are welcome.
Wonderful.
So of course it's a celebration for the LGBTQ community, but we invite our allies, supporters, all of our friends to come out and join us. We have events that aren't just for the LGBTQ community. Of course, Rhythm as a Dancer transcends, everything.
Yeah.
So everybody
loves that.
Yeah. So we have stuff for everybody all weekend long.
I love that. And what's the dress code?
I would say the dress code is show up in your best Pride apparel. I want to see rainbows. I
Yeah.
want to see
Right.
everybody
Yeah.
decked out.
Have fun with it. Oh, I love that, guys. That sounds like a great time. So where can people go to learn more about this?
You can go to jomopride.org. We have an event page that has all the information on it, and then also our Facebook has the complete lineup and everything ready for you to look at and see what you want to do. So.
And how many years have you guys been doing this?
This is going to be our 6th consecutive year as Jomo Pride. There's been a festival in Joplin since the 90s, actually, but since we moved it to downtown, it got more visibility, and we've grown it substantially. So 6 years as Jomo Pride Fest. So.
I love that. And how many people do you expect to turn out?
We're expecting about 2,400 people this year, a lot.
Wow, that's insane. That's so exciting. Well, be sure you check out Jomo Pride Fest happening this weekend in downtown Joplin. Well, thank you both for coming here, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. This is what happens when you have too much coffee. You get a little behind. You're supposed to be a little ahead. Well, we've got a pretty decent start to our day. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, sunshine out there, some light fog. Not anything super dense, but do watch out in rural areas as it could densen up on you a little bit. Otherwise, clear skies, and you can see the beautiful blue skies from the MoDOT camera down in Neosho, and a nice start to the day from the KDOT camera in Kansas, just south of Pittsburgh. But take a look in the distance. You can see some thicker fog out there. The fog tracker not picking up on anything super dense, but still, watch out for that out there. Otherwise, again, sunny skies, a cool start, 61 in Joplin. Dew points down to 54, a very comfortable start out there. And we've got some chilly temperatures across the area. We've got 58 Iola, 59 in the 8th Center, Sedan and Independence, 63 Miami, and 62 in Neosho. So we are upwards of 10 to almost 20 degrees cooler now than where we were 24 hours ago. Great start, seasonable start for us. Mostly sunny skies, maybe a stray cloud or two, low 70s by late morning, and same heading into the afternoon. Now we do warm up, but we're at seasonable levels. levels, right about where we should be at 86. Again, a stray cloud or two, but otherwise clear skies. Same through the evening. Great evening ahead of us, back down in the low to mid 60s. However, the heat returns tomorrow. We go back low 90s Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Maybe some morning thunderstorms Friday. A couple of those could be on the strong side, so keep an eye on that for you. And then we'll turn around and start to cool back down even below normal by next week. Pop-up storms Monday and then into Tuesday morning. And then after that, we turn back around and start warming back up above seasonable levels as we head back into the low 90s by next weekend. So that roller coaster ride as we make the transition into fall getting underway. You may remember, think back, as we made the transition from spring to summer, we went through that same roller coaster ride where it'd get pretty chilly and then it would heat up and it'd cool off again. Well, we're starting to turn into that pattern here across the 4 states. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now here's Caitlin with a quick check of Consumer Watch.
Goldman Sachs says it's optimistic the U.S. will avoid a recession in the next 12 months. Its new report, called Soft Landing Summer, puts the odds of such retraction at 15%. That's similar to the historical average for any given year. The report suggests wages will grow faster than prices, overcoming rates increases from the Federal Reserve. Goldman is largely on its own with its rosy outlook. The Bloomberg consensus is that the U.S. has a 60% chance of recession. And more than 4 million people have enrolled in President Biden's new SAVE plan. The repayment plan promises to lower monthly bills as student loan payments are set to resume in October after a years-long pandemic-related pause. SAVE stands for Saving on a Valuable Education. It's available to most people with federal student loans and can provide significant relief to borrowers struggling to pay off their student debt. The majority of people who already enrolled in SAVE were previously enrolled in a different repayment plan, the revised pay as you earn or repay, and automatically transferred. Take a look inside Disney's newest cruise ship. The Disney Treasure has a theatrical dining experience themed to the Disney and Pixar film Coco. A ride called Aqua Mouse, which takes guests through the world of Mickey Mouse animated shorts, and an ice cream parlor inspired by Disney's Zootopia. The 7-night cruises start in December of next year. And according to government watchdog group, the federal budget deficit is expected to nearly double to $2 trillion for the 2023 fiscal year. The increase stems from a sharp decline in tax revenues, an increase in mandatory spending on Social Security, Medicare, and interest payments. The deficit projection from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget and its tally for the 2022 fiscal year does not include President Joe Biden's federal student debt cancellation plan, which was struck down by the Supreme Court. And we'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. If you know a video gamer who seems busier than usual the next several days, it might be because they are playing one of the most highly anticipated games of the year.
Yeah, Rick Damigella has a preview of Starfield.
Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown.
One of this year's most anticipated new video games is Starfield, a sci-fi RPG sending players into the far reaches of outer space.
We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there?
Starfield is the first game coming from Bethesda in a long time that's a brand new original IP. These are RPG masters, role-playing game masters that have been at it for about 30 years. And what they wanted to do as a studio is take some of the RPG experience and know-how that they have and let players take to the stars.
Grab jump is ready. I love this part.
The intergalactic gameplay features a decidedly NASA punk aesthetic, especially with its spaceship interiors.
I love the look of the game, and I think what's great about it is that it separates it from the Fallout universe and the Elder Scrolls universe, which are a little bit more fantastical. And so here we have a game that evokes things like the Chris Nolan Interstellar film or the Expanse TV series. There is this down-to-earth, grounded quality in the way that we are going to do anything but be grounded.
We are not stopping. whatever lies at the end of this road.
We're going to explore different planets and cruise around through, all kinds of intergalactic elements, and it just looks incredible to me.
This is where we belong.
Leveling Up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
It certainly looks good.
Yes, it's out today for PC and Xbox consoles, and the game is rated M for mature audiences.
Something if you want to explore some space, Starfield may be the way to go.
There you go. We'll see what the players say about it.
We've got an impressive looking start to the day across the area. It is chilly, but it is seasonably chilly because of that cold front yesterday. Now, unfortunately, it did bring some severe weather and some damage to the area, but it has brought us much nicer temperatures and better dew points. We're sitting at 61 in Joplin right now, northwest breeze at 6, clear skies out there, and that's going to be the trend for the rest of today. But it is, again, cool. 58 in Iola, 59 in Yates Center, Sedan, Independence, 60 Pittsburgh, Neodesha, Lamar, and Nevada, and 63 down in Miami, putting us anywhere from 10 to almost 20 degrees cooler now than where we were 24 hours ago. So talk about a significant change in temperatures. Taking a look at getting our morning started. If you got to go to work, school, or if it's your day off and you're just having some fun today, great day for any of those things, really, as we'll have sunny skies, a cloud or two possible as we head through the morning and even into the afternoon. But otherwise, mostly sunny skies, a little cooler, but seasonable. We'll go into the low 70s as we head into the late morning hours. And our highs today, we do warm up, but again, it's seasonably warm, right about where we should be. Sunny skies, temperatures today into the mid 80s. The heat will return, unfortunately, as we kick off a roller coaster ride on our temperatures. Take a look at that and the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The Joplin area was hit with a heavy thunderstorm last night. At around 9:30 p.m., heavy thunderstorms hit the area, causing down power lines and roof damage. East 20th between Davis Boulevard and Duquesne Road, there were multiple power lines down, and Crash Champions lost the majority of their roof. About 3,000 people were without power. A Goodman, Missouri man is dead after a pickup went off the road on a curve and then struck a tree. That crash occurred last night on Route CC about 3 miles east of McNatt, Missouri. The driver, Logan Mitchell, died at the scene. The city of Pittsburgh is experiencing an increase in the number of people living on the streets. 2 years after the federal pandemic aid for Americans ended, homelessness in cities and states across the U.S. is on the rise. Unfortunately, the 4 states is no different. And organizers of the Facebook group Citizens for Pittsburgh say they are creating a discussion and documenting crimes committed. They're also pushing for more ordinances focused on keeping the town safe and clean. The Wellesley House offers day services for people in need, but there isn't any place for the homeless to go at night, which has spurred interest and controversy over building a shelter.
We've got ourselves a warm but seasonable day across the area. Clear skies, maybe a cloud or two, mid 80s for our highs. As we head into this evening, we are looking at a pretty good evening, and this has completely stopped. There we go. Just needed a little smack. We're going to go in the low to mid 60s tonight, clear skies, and as we look ahead, the heat does return. We're going to start to head into the low 90s tomorrow through at least Saturday. We could see a few morning thunderstorms Friday. A couple of those could be strong. Keep an eye on that for you. And then we'll cool back down heading into next week with thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday morning. After those storm chances, we turn around and warm right back up, heading right into the lower 90s once again by next weekend.
All right, well, as kids head back to school, here's a reminder that reading is a fundamental for everyone. Today's National Read a Book Day.
Every September 6th, Americans are invited to turn the pages of one of their favorites or pick up something new. Numerous studies over the decades have stressed the mental benefits of reading, which include boosting a person's memory and concentration. Older readers also seem to show a slower cognitive decline compared to those who don't read as much.
And those who participate are encouraged to spread the word on social media by using the hashtag #ReadABookDay.
So an excellent day to get out there, read a book. And of course, today with the weather as nice as it's going to be, take that book to your front porch and read it outside.
Perfect evening. I love that.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.